What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Cheap Sense, and this is a response to a tag video that Benjamin from Centaur Fragrance did, and I'm late to the party. I'm actually just now watching it. He reached out to me a little while ago just for talk, because that's what I do. We talk, me and a few other reviewers, but we talked a little bit, and I told him that I was in the process of watching his video that he tagged some people in, and obviously I was a tag in one of them, and I decided to oblige. So I don't really like doing videos unless I have the fragrance in front of me, because I'm not big on a lot of editing and stuff like that. I'm not really, I know about computers, I know how to use computers, I know how to do some things because I did take classes in school, but I'm not really tech savvy when it comes to a lot of different things like editing and all of that. So if I don't have the fragrances in front of me, then I'm probably not going to do the video. But I do just so happen to have 4 fragrances here, and it really made me think about who I could put these fragrances with. And the tag video was Scent Your Crush. So whoever I quote unquote had a crush on, had or have, then I have to match a fragrance to that person. So made me think a little bit. And one of these, at first I was pondering whether I should put this person in, but this fragrance, it has to be for an older person. And the only person I can think of that I did have a crush on back in my younger days, and I guess it was because of her big bosoms, was Dolly Parton. And I put Elizabeth James Nirvana French Grey, which is this fragrance. And I actually picked this up by mistake because I thought it was a men's fragrance, and I didn't look it up like I usually do when I'm in stores. But I got in the vehicle and I smelled it, and I was like, this is not for a man. So I finally looked it up, and this is a woman's fragrance. And it definitely is for an older person. It doesn't smell bad at all, but it is kind of strong. Like when you go to church and those elderly women that's in the church have on that strong perfume that they wear that chokes you out. It's around that ballpark, but it's a little bit more tame than that. But that's what I put with Dolly Parton, Elizabeth James's Nirvana French Grey. Next up, I chose somebody that kind of became a big crush for me later on down the line, especially with the movie that they're in, which is Love and Basketball. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen that movie. Lathan, gorgeous young lady. She's very talented. She's been in other movies or films, I should say, since Love and Basketball, but that's the one that I note her for being in the first time I've actually known who she was. And the fragrance I put with her is another one that I actually thought was a men's fragrance, because the box didn't say anything about men or women's, and it actually ended up being this one when I got it open. It was for men. Tiffany and Company's Tiffany, and that's thunder. It is about to rain. Supposed to be getting a couple of days of rain. I think we had thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings coming up. But this is a great smelling fragrance. It's been around for a while, to be honest, but it still smells great. The atomizer on this is not bad, but it's one of those misters, so I don't like the ones that mist. But this smells great, and I could visualize this being on her. I actually can visualize this being on the next 2, but I had to stick this on somebody, and I think this will be perfect for Sanaa Lathan. Next up, I'm gonna do the last one next. I had a big, huge crush on this young lady when I was younger. She hasn't been in the spotlight in a while, as far as I know. She has had a few bonehead moments over time where she said some things that shouldn't have been said, or maybe she said things that she felt should have been said and some people just didn't like it. But whatever the case may be, Stacey Dash, with her fine self, that chick knows she was gorgeous. And I haven't seen her in a while in the public, so I don't know how she looks now or what she's doing. But the fragrance I stuck with her is Mosquito Fresh, which is the infamous Windex. I thought this was for men also, and I made a lot of mistakes picking up fragrances thinking that they were men's fragrances and they ended up being women's. But most of the time the boxes don't even say it. It just got the name of the fragrance on it. So if you see Pour Homme, that stands for men. So I picked this one up and I got it home and I sprayed it. And it actually smells pretty decent. I honestly would wear this. This doesn't smell solely feminine. It smells like it could be borderline. It kind of smells a little citrusy, but that's what I attributed Stacey Dash to. Mosquito Fresh. And last but not least is my absolute favorite. I loved her when I first seen her. Oh, and before I get to this, Stacey Dash was in Clueless. If you haven't seen Clueless, that was one of them teenage films back in the day that she was noted for. And Mo Money, if people have seen Mo Money with, I think, Damon Wayans. And she's been in a whole host of other films that nobody probably has ever seen. But that's what she's known for. And last but not least is my absolute favorite out of all four of these young ladies. When I first saw her, I thought she was gorgeous. As she got older and her body developed, and man, she just got finer and finer. And I think the one movie that pushed me over the edge, as in like she's not a crush, she's a love, Megan Good. When I seen her in Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman, or Act Like a Lady, or whatever you call that movie, and that scene where she had on that little bitty tight dress, oh my God, I love her so much, man. But the fragrance that I have, and which was another pickup, that this fragrance was in TJ Maxx for so long and nobody picked it up. And this was when the fragrance company of Commodity had a spike. I guess they were going out of business or something, and all these fragrances started popping up. We didn't get many here, but this one stayed on the shelf for a long time. Nobody picked it up, and then one day I actually said, you know what, the hell with it. I'm going to just go ahead and get it. And I got it, and it is Oris. And I looked it up, and this actually ended up being a woman's fragrance. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'd wear this because it doesn't smell feminine. It smells borderline to me. More so than the Mosquito does, but this one smells more borderline unisex. I'd wear this one. But this is what I would attribute Megan Good to, because this is a nice, and an older woman could pull this off, but I see somebody like around her age. I think she should be around her mid-30s, maybe somewhere close to me, because I'll be 43 this year. So she should be maybe mid-30s, maybe late 30s, something like that. But that's what I attribute her wearing Oris by Commodity. So I don't have a big, long, extensive list like Benjamin did. Those are the only four that I know of that I have. Now, I may have some unisex fragrances, but I didn't pull those out. I just went strictly with women's fragrances. So hope you enjoyed this list. Ben, thanks for the tag. I'm not tagging anybody because like I said, I'm late to the party. I don't know who's been tagged already and who hasn't. So if you haven't been tagged and you see this video on my channel, then feel free to do so. I don't know. I think Trey said he didn't really want to do it because he don't really do that celebrity crush thing. But I think Trey's girlfriend or wife, whatever she is, I think she has some female fragrances. I know I just gifted him the well, he bought, rather, I should say, the Creed Aventus for her that I got from Lady in Red International. That's one I know he can use, and I'm pretty sure she has some other fragrances. So if he really wanted to do a video, he could do one, but I don't know how that's going to go. But anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. Thanks once again for tuning in. Here is to Smelling Great. Dolly Parton, holla at your boy. Peace.